Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, please drop a like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and let's get right into the video. Just look, another brutal freaking day. And I know you guys are probably like, damn, this guy's just been losing tons of money. At our peak, we were up to a little bit of above 42,000, and now we're at 33,000. So we're getting close to almost losing like $10,000 in a week. $10,000 almost. And honestly, guys, I have been so numb. I've been investing since, let's see, 2016 and 2016, I believe. And I've had some drops where I've lost 80-90% of my portfolio. At one time, this portfolio was well into the 50 or 60,000, and I went down all the way to 15,000. And it's mainly due to some of the mistakes that I've made, where I was so heavy into a stock like Tesla. I remember I was in this stock. You could actually even look at the history, right? Where I was in a stock at in 2020 and 2019, I believe. I think 2019, 2018 even. And I wasn't even in this stock with my own money. I was in this stock with margin, and that's the main reason where I lose more than 50, 60, almost 80% of my portfolio evaporated, like very, very quickly. And that's one of the main reasons why these days, like, especially since I know that the stocks that I'm in, like Shopify, Neo, and Palantir, PayPal, not as much as the other three, but those three main ones, as you can see, are super volatile stocks, mostly because they're either just barely becoming profitable or not profitable, right? And they're high risk stocks. That's why you see these companies going on days like today, where it's a red day. You see them go down like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times as much as the rate, just the general market, right? You see Palantir down 11.5%. Like these days, compared to those days back then, they're really like nothing to me anymore. I just become numb, especially since um, you see your net worth, you drop down $1,000, $2,000. That really doesn't really bother me, especially because of the history of the account since I started with just a little over $1,000 to having as much as 70 or 80,000, and then taking money out or losing money, taking profits. Especially now, also since I've learned from the mistakes, margin, no. Margin will literally force you to sell. I remember when I was in Tesla, I got margin called. They forced me to sell all of my all of my shares, and I think it was the last day. It was the last day where the market went down. If I could have just survived one more day, I would have been able to hold those Tesla shares instead of selling it at such a freaking loss that this portfolio would be worth maybe 10 to 20 times as much. But of course, you learn from your mistakes. My mistake was going so deep in margin. I think it was like 80%, 50, 60 to 80% in margin. And when what happened in COVID 2020, when the market went down in, I think in a month, the fastest market drop in a month, that's what you just lose your portfolio. You have no choice. And for me, my portfolio could go down another 10,000, right? And as long as my the my belief in these companies, nothing has changed fundamentally, then pretty much I'm good, right? As long as what I believe in is still intact with the companies I own, I will be fine. And for me, this is just another opportunity, right? If you are looking to gain some stocks that you're interested in, might start nibbling it off a little bit here and there, right? That's why it's good to not be in margin. Good to have some cash on the side to get into the opportunities that you can, because you have the ability to. You have that cash right on the side. So for me, I'm really interested in this one right here, Tesla, right? I want Tesla to go down to low 200s. If we can get, I think if we can see Tesla at 230, that's what I'm going to start buying slowly. And for my time frame, I think we might have a little while with Tesla as long as interest rates are high. I think we may have a little ways to go with Tesla. We might have a little ways, maybe even a year of Tesla maybe dropping. So if we can see Tesla stagnating or dropping for a couple months or even a year, oh, I'm gonna be on Tesla. Might even be able to slowly make Tesla my top position because in the long term, I believe Tesla will get back to its 52-week high or all-time high. Sorry, and its all-time high was well over 400. So if we can get Tesla into the low 200s, that's a double up. That's a double up, right? And that's one of the main one that I'm focusing on right now. We need to get Tesla down to drop some more. And also, obviously, like I said, this portfolio is in not super dupe, like super risky stocks, but they're more volatile, not close to profitability, but not just there yet, or just barely becoming profitable, right? So, like companies like Palantir, when they reported their earnings, they reported like to the expectations, so that's why we see a drop, right? And honestly, Shopify had very good earnings, and I believe they'll continue to have good earnings. I think that this drop is like one of these drops where it went up a lot, so then it corrected back down, and we're going to slowly see a trend back up, and then we're going to see a boom, another jump up slowly, and then slowly over time we'll get back to the promised land of $170. If we can get to $170, it's going to be a 3x, right? A 3x. And if Shopify can continue to go down, maybe I'll be interested in getting some shares. I would like to get to 300 shares, right? That would be nice. Neo, right? I think Neo is doing like as good as it's ever been doing, right? We just hit our 20K deliveries for the month, and we may see an even better delivery number for this month, for August. And if we do, I mean, if we look at this right here is when we were priced for bankruptcy, right? And we were just maybe a couple dollars above that. Like, what? If we were priced for bankruptcy in the $2-3 range over here, $1-3 range, and we were at $7 just like a couple months ago, and now we're hitting 20K plus deliveries a month. Like, Neo is like undervalued, right? It's undervalued, and if it continues to put up consistent monthly deliveries, not so all over the place, if we can stay above 15,000 to 20,000, I think that would be nice. Neo could easily jump to $20-25 as long as we can see that consistency. Also, I think the more the Neo delivers, the closer it would be to being profitable. And once we hit that profitability, that's going to be another leg up, right? I say Neo can hit $20 if it can stay in the 20K-ish deliveries. And if we hit profitability, that's going to be another $25-30 range right there. And that's pretty darn good, right? And then if Neo can hit to the $30 range, we're basically just right there to our average cost. So we'll basically be back to almost 25,000 in Neo. And of course, with Neo sub-brand and battery swap and all that other stuff, I've been watching a ton of videos on Neo and other people, seeing what their perspectives, what they have to say. And there's, of course, Neo has a big following, cult following, right? I think the only bad thing about Neo is that it is not a U.S. company, or else this company right here, Neo, if this was a U.S. company, I think it would be worth twice as much or 3 times as much right now, just cause, right? But since it's a Chinese company, it is what it is, right? And PayPal is at $62 freaking. I think the lowest it's been here today is 59. Let's actually look at the 52-week low if we can see it. 58, basically $59. I think another couple more days of like the days that we had today, and it's back to its 52-week low. Like what? What? And then I heard like this right here, this news right here. Stable coins. PayPal, I think PayPal came out with its stable coin. That's another thing that's going for it. It wants to be ahead of the curve, right? Oh yeah. This, I think once this baby starts running up and we were starting to see it, and then boom, we see a big correction down. A lot of people just taking profits. But once we see this baby starts running, once the CEO gets announced, I believe, and I think we're gonna hit $100 easily, and then maybe 120, 130, 140 slowly over time. Slowly over time. PayPal. Pay attention to PayPal, right? Palantir, same thing. When I was talking about Palantir has so much potential. Like I'm looking at this market cap and their share buybacks and everything. We could easily see this baby hit 100 billion in market cap, plus, right? And once that happens, I mean, this is just a starting position for me, right? I believe I want to start adding some more cash eventually. I'll probably eventually get my equity to the same ranks as these other three, into like $9,000-$10,000 range, and same thing with Tesla. My main focus right now, Tesla, Palantir, and of course, if we see some more weakness in any of the top ones, and I'm interested in that, right? Can we see these stocks go back to where it was in the low in 2022? I don't think so. I do not think so. Especially with these big boys right here like Tesla, Meta. I don't ever think ever again we'll see Meta hit $88. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you think we're gonna hit $88 with this boy right here? Hell no. Hell no. I don't even think we'll be able to hit 200, honestly, unless something crazy happens. And if we do hit 200, you best believe I will be jumping on that. I will figure out any ways to get some more money. I'm telling you that right now. I'm going to start working double overtime, 12-hour shifts for weeks to start buying some of that. Yeah. But yeah, that's the portfolio update for today. Down another $1,700. Do I really care? Not really. Because for the long term, I am confident. I have no margin, so I can just... Worst thing is, I just hold. Average down. I'm confident in my holdings, as well as all of you guys. You guys should be confident in your holdings. Just because we see a bad day doesn't mean you should sell out, right? You should sell out. When you see these bad days, it should be an opportunity, right? It should be an opportunity to buy. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.